Hi, welcome back to my new video. I know I've been gone for a while, but it was for a good reason. I was rewriting my webcomic script, and then I realized, as I was rewriting it, I realized more and more how much I don't know about comic making. So I've been just like attending some free workshops or like taking some courses to improve on that. Not too many, just one of each, one workshop and one course. But this drawing, which I'm making right now, is also part of my training to be able to draw comics because I feel like I haven't drawn in a while actually. So I felt very rusty and I wanted to like basically prove to myself that I can draw and that I can also draw comics. But well, anyway, so as I was saying, this is practice. What I'm drawing is like a scene from the Genshin Impact Archon quest, the most recent one, and this could be spoilers, so please be aware. Um, if you're not my, if you're my sister or someone who has not done the Archon quest yet, please stop watching or mute the audio and watch the video. Thank you so much. So, I have a lot to unpack here. I think I'm going to do a proper webcomic update later, maybe either later in the video or in a later video. But basically, what was actually, I'm gonna talk about it right now. So, because if I'm not gonna talk about it right now, I'm never gonna talk about it. So, what was happening was like I've been refining the story again. I think I've rewritten it 3 times, and I think I have the biggest problem with the beginning because I'm not able to like be happy with how to begin the story. So this is what's going on in my head. Okay, so basically, what's happening was that um, I have these three different beginnings to the story. Uh, One of them is very vague, and I think it's going to confuse the readers because they don't know anything, any context about the world I've created. The second one, I felt like it was too long, um, and I felt like they wouldn't, like, readers might get bored before the actual story started. And the third one was also something which had like too many unrelated details in it. Um, but I thought that it would make people care more about the characters. Uh, so I have been having a hard time picking between these three beginnings. Um, and I honestly don't know what I'm going to do at this point, but I just think it's a lack of exposure. But I think I'm gonna pick one and go with it. I decided to condense everything into just one chapter, and go ahead with the story because I think it's important to know a bit of context and bit of the world um, before we jump in, because otherwise nothing that happens later would probably make sense. Um, I think so. I think it's just nice to know what happened in the beginning of the story to relate it to the later part of the story. That's what I think. It just adds to that tragedy and drama. As I said, like the story I was writing is a tragedy, by the way. Um, so because I was not happy, so I think I started looking into other directions where I was picking at my skills as an artist and also as like for writing comics. So I started picking at my storyboarding skills, and I wasn't happy with the storyboards. I felt like they were pretty random. Um, and I just wanted to improve them. So I went to attend this one workshop by one of the YouTube channels. I think it's Learn to Draw Manga or something. They were like super nice. I really loved the workshop. I think it was a 2-page comic workshop. and you were going to make a 2-page comic within like that 1 or 2 hours of the time during the duration of the workshop. And it was nice. It was nice to like not collaborate, but see work together with other comic artists. I mean, everyone was working on their own 2-page comic, but it was good to see that okay, there are other comic artists in the same boat as me, and they are taking these steps to improve. And then at the end of the workshop, they would actually critique 3 of the comics that were made, so you could see okay, this is what is like going. I mean, this is what is wrong with the way someone has storyboarded the comic or like made the comic. And actually, like that was inspirational, but it also showed me how much skill I lacked. So because of that, what happened is like I spiraled even further, where I couldn't. I just thought I had to get this script right, and once the script is right, I can like focus on the storyboard and the comic. So second thing that happened, I think John Brinkley actually released thumbnailing course, and I was one of his subscribers to the newsletter, so I got it at a good discount. So I thought I'll take it because I like courses. I like to do things in a structured way. So I thought I'll take it and I'll see what I'm missing and what I can figure out. Um, so I did. It was very informative to me because I wasn't really sure when I was making storyboards. I wasn't sure where things were going wrong, where, like my storyboards were practically stick figures. Sometimes they were not even stick figures. And after those stick figures, I would directly go into the sketching and lining phase. So I think what I realized after doing the course was that I wasn't spending much time in the sketching phase itself. And I saw how John was approaching his thumbnailing process. And what I figured out from the course was that we need to have all the details figured out by the end of thumbnailing process. Maybe like it's not a very hard and fast rule, but like I felt like thumbnailing part is where you can actually change things, and you don't want to put in a lot of effort after that stage. By that I mean that you don't want to change things, I think, in the drawing unless it's very required, because like once your thumbnail is done, you're doing the lines, you're doing the colors, you're going to um, make so many key decisions that if you were to go back and change the thumbnail, uh, then you would have to redo the whole thing, and the whole like line art, coloring, all of these take a long time to finish. So you want to reduce, to make your process efficient, you want to reduce that as much as possible. So that's why you need to try and do better thumbnails. And definitely as someone who's a beginner, you're not going to like have pro thumbnails in the beginning, so you're going to have more iterations than pro thumbnails. And also probably when as a beginner, I would probably not have like really great thumbnails, even though I think that they're the best. But I probably wouldn't have really great thumbnails. So yeah, so this happened. So I took the workshop, I took the course, and then I thought, okay, maybe I should just start practicing paneling. So I thought like the best way to do that is like take an existing movie or like comic, or like for example the Archon quest, pick a scene and try to put it in the form of a comic page. And that's what brings us to this drawing today. That's the whole backstory about this drawing. And I took the final scene from the Archon quest, and I put it in the form of one single comic page. And let's talk about the Archon quest right now. I mean, it's great. Like, I mean, I think I really enjoyed the first Archon quest of this, the Song of the Welkin Moon. That was really good. The Act 1 was really good. I think it provided good introductions to both Loma, Not Cry, Flynn's. I think I really enjoyed that cutscene where we go to save Flynn's. That was really amazing. And then after that, like even the ending was fine. Reddit came, and we actually saved Not Cry from Reddit at the end of Act One, and at the beginning of Act Two, that was also okay. Actually, don't remember much. I just remember that Varka didn't have a good entrance. I was expecting a much grander entrance for him. So I wasn't very happy with that. Except for that, I think I really enjoyed Varka's character. I think he brings in that like charm back into Genshin somehow. It's like he's so competent. This is something I tell my sister all the time. Like he's scarily competent, and I wasn't really expecting that from Varka. I love how he organizes all these meetings, delegates the task, like gathers everyone together to, discuss what everyone's finding and bring everyone on the same page. So, to be honest, like now that I think about it, it feels like one of the corporate meetings, I guess. But yeah, it is. I love them. I love them. So, uh, and I like Varka's character, and I'm like very surprised at how he's organizing everything, whether he's present or whether he's not present. So yeah, I'm very impressed by him. That's the only thing I remember from like version two, like Act two, and then I think this happened right when Act three started, and they hinted about Dotore. I knew that it was gonna happen, and he didn't come for a very long time, right? So, and he didn't come for a very long time, and I was waiting for him to come, and I can see, like, based on the flow of the story, it was like the Act three, this version, it felt like it was a lot of very slice of life kind. So you were like finding um finding Columbina. And to be honest, it actually reminded me of this one fairy tale episode where Lucy becomes invisible. So it kind of felt like that. So I enjoyed that. So I enjoyed this as well. So it was really nice. And I really liked how how when Nicole was explaining things to everyone, and like Columbina's doing her own thing because she can't hear Nicole speak. And I also like the whole Nicole and Varka dynamic, because like Nicole I felt like was like a teacher and Varka was a student who wouldn't listen to the teacher. So that felt really funny to me. And I really enjoyed the festival. I just felt it was a bit too long. I think they could have done with 6 stalls, but I think they wanted us to bond with Columbina quite a bit so that the final scene had the impact it did. So once all that happened, so so once the festival was over, you went back to the and Columbina was actually going back to the real moon, and that's when the Tore comes, and I was super shocked. To be honest, like I guess I'm saying I was shocked, but I was like I did my heart did skip a beat, but um, I think it was expected because we were expecting Dotore to come, right? So that seemed to be the most appropriate point he came, and I was super annoyed because how can someone not have one shred of humanity in them? And I don't know what he wants to achieve, and I can't ever like I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but I was super mad, and I'm still mad at Dotore. So whatever happened. I do think we might be saving Columbina next in the next version, and Reddit also in the next version. But and put an end to the whole our conquest. Because then we have Lantern Rite, right? So I don't think we're going to be in the middle of a North quest saving Columbina, and we would be going away to celebrate Lantern Rite. So I don't think that's going to happen. So I think it's going to end next version. But I think overall the Archon quest is good. I mean, the previous Archon quest could have been better because it had very lackluster entrance of Varka. That was bad. I didn't really enjoy that. Like, I mean, they should have given Varka a better entrance. He's a definitely a lot like he's an amazing character, so he deserves better, right? But anyway, like despite all the qualms, I think like the I really enjoyed the Archon quest overall. I see like the story pacing is really good, and I understand most of what's happening, so that's really nice. Um, and I'm looking forward to the next Archon quest. Actually, I don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, I have a clue, but I don't. I try to keep my expectations low. um, yes. So basically, going back to this exercise, I think I'm going to do a few more like this. I mean, because I want to practice comic making right now, so I want to try that, work more towards paneling, and learn more about it. I feel like it's super hard. It's really hard. There's so much information. There's so much to learn. But anyway, we will be learning that one day, and become better at it. Um, yeah. So after this comic page, I thought I'm going to work on a shorter project because the year is ending and my anxiety is spiking up because I need to finish a comic project before the year ends. I thought about that last year as well, in the year before, but I could never finish it. So I want to have that confidence boost that I finished a project, so I could like achieve one of the big goals of what of my life. And then oh, maybe like it was one of my big goal of this year. So achieving it would definitely boost a lot of confidence. um and yeah, so I've already finished the script paneling. I'm working on the thumbnails right now. It's just super hard, but I'm going to pick something and get it done because I have very little time, and I'm going to do it this year before the year ends. So I'll update you once that's done. I'm going to walk you through the whole process of what I've done for that. But that's something to look forward to in like 15 days, I guess. Okay. The video is coming to an end. I've actually talked a lot. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you guys again in the next video. Bye bye.